Hello, I am R. Kishore Khanna, Assistant Professor, Department of Biomedical Engineering, School of Bioengineering from Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. In this video, I am here to give lecture on Art Lung Mission from the course name called Medical Instrumentation 2. Art Lung Mission is a topic. From the name itself, we can define what is that mission yet to do or yet to function. Art Lung mission is a mission which is being constructed as an instrument to replace the function of heart and lung during critical or needed period. So Art Lung mission is being constructed for supporting the surgical procedure while we are performing any surgeries in the human body. The respiration process should be freeze for some time. Why? Because when the respiration is being happening in the human body, there will be rapid movement in the human body. So surgery cannot be performed easily. So to reduce this complexity, Art Lung mission is being developed. A mission which performs the function of heart as well as lung during the surgery, where the real heart and lung of the human will be made freezed, and this console or instrument will be used for the take caring the function of heart and lung to make the metabolic activity to be normal, or to keep the human to be alive by this supporting mission till the procedure is being surgery procedure is being completed. So to replace the function of heart and lung, this heart and lung machine is being used. It is widely used during the surgeries. So, heart lung machine is a medical equipment that provides the cardiopulmonary bypass, which is known as a mechanical circulatory support for a temporary basis. So, this heart lung machine is a machine or equipment that provides the cardiopulmonary bypass for a temporary mechanical circulatory support for to make the heart and lung to stay stationary or stable. So this is the ultimate aim and function of heart and lung machine. Heart and lungs are made functionless temporarily. I already told, for performing a surgery in human body, there should not be any movement. If the heart and lungs is performing its metabolic activity, there will be rapid movement, which is making the surgeries to be more complex one. To avoid that, heart and lungs are being made functionless in order to perform surgeries by using CABG, valve repair, aneurysm, and septal defects. So, when the heart and lungs are made functionless, that metabolic activity will be taken care by the heart and lung machine. On May 6, 1953, Dr. Gibbon used his heart-lung mission to successfully repair an atrial septal defect in 18-year-old girl. This was the first attempt, and that first attempt was successful in 1953 itself. So, an 18-year-old girl is being successfully used and made successfully um, used the heart-lung mission for a mechanical support for a temporary basis, and marking the first successful clinical use of heart-lung mission. That was the first successful usage of a heart-lung mission. Before it was being used, but it was a failure. The first success was being achieved by Dr. Gibbon in 1953, and this was the modified. Next advancement came from Dr. Gibbon and was being developed by Dr. Mayo in 1955. And this was the pictorial representation of the heart-lung machine, which is being used to the patient for the mechanical support for temporary basis in 1955. And this is the advanced present day mission, which is in use by our doctors during the surgeries to perform the heart lung missions, heart lung process. In our modern day medical technology, we people are using this present day mission, which is being considered as advanced, where many parameters can be monitored and many clinical application can be processed at same time. At same time, heart lung mission also works efficiently, and it increases the patient life, as well as and it decreases the risk of patient's life, and it is the advancement which has been happening in the healthcare domains. And this is the principle and necessity, and how the heart lung machine is being used while the surgery is being performed. Initially, the first step is art is being made freeze. That means art is being stopped from its function. Then, when the art is being stopped, the blood pumping will be stopped. Then, when the blood pumping is being stopped, blood will be diverted through the tubes. By using a tubes, blood will be diverted and it will be pumped to maintain the flow. By using tubes and pumps, it will be regulated, blood flow will be regulated to maintain the blood flow continuously without any lag. Then temperature regulation of blood and gaseous exchange will be done by using the heart lung machine externally. Then blood circulator systematically bypass the heart and lung machine. By using the heart and lung machine externally, blood will be exchanged with the temperature regulation and gases exchange will be done. That means CO2 from the blood will be taken outside and O2 will be embedded inside, and the embedded O2 will blood will be given to the human body for further circulation to follow to maintain the metabolic activity. So by using the tubing and pumps, deoxygenated blood from blood will be taken outside and externally it will be converted. That means purification of blood will be happening, where deoxygenated blood will be converted into oxygenated blood by removing the CO2, embedding the O2 or adding the O2 to the blood, and the purified oxygenated blood will be again given to the human body for the further metabolic activity and circulation of human body to maintain the blood circulation and human body stably. This is being done. So this is the principle, working principle, and necessity of heart lung machine during the surgical procedures. And if any coronary artery bypass is there, that blockage also can be removed, and by provoking the heart lung machine, this bypass surgery also can be done, they are saying. And we are going to see about the paths. What are the paths of heart and lung mission? There will be 5 pump assemblies where the blood pumping setup will be there. According to this pump only, blood will be circulated, blood will be diverted, blood will be initiated for the flow. To maintain the blood flow circulation to be stable, we need this 5 blood pump assemblies, and venous cannula will be there, where it will be regulating the blood flow from veins to the heart lung machine. Arterial cannula will be there, which will be acting as a dual pathway or dual stream, where the catheter will be composed to it for taking the blood inside, for giving the blood outside. For both the thing, arterial cannula is being used. Venous reservoir will be acting as a storage for the blood to be stored till it is being uh, purified or deoxygenated blood will yet to be converted into oxygenated blood. Blood will be stored there. An oxygenator is being used to for oxygenation purpose, for purification of blood, to make the blood as a oxygenated blood. We will be using oxygenators for embedding the O2 molecules inside the blood and heat exchanges to maintain the temperature parameters of the blood externally. And cardiotomy reservoir and field suction will be used as the setup for regulating this blood flow, and this purification process to be happening without any error or without any delay. These are the parts will be used and will be functioning accordingly for this purification process. And pumps, we are using pumps, five kind of pump setup. General setup is there, we have been listed out now. That pump is being classified into two types. One is centrifugal pump and another one is a roller pump. Centrifugal pump consists of plastic cones which then will be rotated rapidly according to the blood flow, and while it is being rotated and regulated, and it will be regulating the blood flow according to the centrifugal force. A pump which regulate the blood by the centrifugal force is known as centrifugal pump. Blood circulation is being happening, or it is being proceeded by centrifugal force, that is known as centrifugal pump. There blood flow will be in forward, and the speed of rotation of that cone will be varying according to the afterload of the arterial line. And centrifugal blood pump has the ability to generate up to 900 Hg of forward pressure, but once 900 Hg is being applied, only 400 to 500 of Hg of negative pressure will be received as a response. Hence, some gaseous microemboli will be embedded in it while using the centrifugal blood pump. And centrifugal blood pump has the ability to produce some pure less blood flow, which helps the blood to be circulated properly without any collision or without any lag or without any gap between this blood pressure, sorry, blood, which has the ability to avoid the bubbles, pressure bubbles or water bubbles or air bubble to be produced in the circulatory system. So centrifugal pumps has this much features for regulating the blood by using the centrifugal force. And this is known as a roller pump. By using a roller, one or two or multiple rollers, circulation of blood will be regulated. That is known as a roller pump. Impeller pump is known as the pump which is being circulating the blood by rotational mode or anti-rotational mode. By rotational clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. By spinning in clockwise and anti-clockwise, blood flow is being circulated. That is known as impeller pump. And centrifugal pump, we already saw a pump which is being constructed with cone. That cone is being rapidly rotated and centrifugal force is being produced. The centrifugal force will be driving the blood in feed forward. Positive 900 Hg of positive pressure will be applied, but in response it will be providing only 400 to 500 of negative pressure, which will be driving the blood without any collision or lag. Now we are going to see about 5 pump assemblies. A centrifugal or a roller head pump can be used in arterial position of the cardiac or structure of heart for extracorporeal circulation of the blood. And left ventricular blood will be returning accomplished by the roller pump, and for drawing or taking the blood away from the heart, this will be used. Surgical section created by the roller pump will be removed and accumulated by the fluid from the general surgery field externally, and the cardioplegia will be acting as a delivery pump which will be delivering the blood for the circulation. Emergency backup of the arterial pump in case of mechanical failure will be acting as a backup. Any kind of failure or any kind of risk or any kind of misleading is been happening, it can lead patient to risk. To avoid that, emergency backup of arterial pump will be there. As a backup, you can replace when it is being needed. Next one, we are going to see about venous reservoir. Reservoir which is being made up of very hard, rugged and hard plastic containers, and it will be soft internally, hard externally, and it has the ability to detect the bubbles present in the blood flow, and it will be providing some convenient, some comfortable place to add the medicine or drugs or fluid into the blood. And it venous reservoir, I already told, it will be acting as a storage area where the blood will be stored in a perfusion system. When you want to add medicine or drug or any kind of fluid yet to be added to the blood, you can add here in venous reservoir. And this is the block diagram. Not exact block diagram, it is a workflow diagram of a heart lung machine. A blood will be taken outside, deoxygenated blood. That means a blood which is not being purified. A blood with CO2 molecule will be taken outside by using some pumps. It can be centrifugal pump as well as roller pump or impeller pump. Blood will be taken, and that blood will be given through the taken through the blood inlet tube, and it will be given to the heat exchanger, where the temperature will be maintained. Temperature will be maintained, but uh, externally water flow will be there, which helps the blood to be maintained in its temperature without getting coagulating, without getting clot, to maintain its state. Heat exchanger is being used to maintain the temperature of the blood. Water inlet and outlet will be there, which is being circulated by the heat exchanger. The water will be uh, passing through that inlet and outlet continuously, and it helps the blood to stay in its state without getting clot. After heat exchanging process, it will be given to the oxygenator, where the fresh O2 molecules or O2 gas will be embedded inside the blood, and the unwanted thing or waste thing or CO2 molecule, which is being considered as CO2 molecule, will be removed, and it will be exhausted to the gas outlet. So through the gas inlet, fresh O2 molecule oxygen will be given. From exhaust gas out, CO2 will be removed from the blood. Here, by using the oxygenator, deoxygenated blood is being converted into oxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood means a blood which consists of CO2 molecule. Oxygenated blood means a blood consists of O2 molecule. So by using the oxygenated, deoxygenated blood is being converted into oxygenated blood. And here we are using two types of oxygenators. One is membranous oxygenator, another one is bubble oxygenator. The oxygenators which embeds the or which adds the O2 molecule in the membrane of blood particles is known as membranous oxygenator. Oxygen which adds the O2 molecule in blood by the bubble particles or bubble pressure particles is known as bubble oxygenator. By using this oxygenators, O2 molecule will be embedded inside the blood, and blood will be and CO2 will be exhausted, and the purified blood will be given back to the human body for the maintain the circulation to proceed the metabolic activity to be stable. So this is the working of heart lung machine. And now we are going to see about the membranous oxygenator type. Membranous oxygenator imitates the natural lung. The function of natural lung will be acting as a replica. Membranous oxygenator will be acting as the replacement, exact replacement of the natural lung by inspiring a thin membrane of either microporous or polypropylene or silicon rubber between the gas and blood phases will be there. So there will be some small micro size holes and porous like structure in the polypropylene silicon rubber, where the gas molecules like O2 and blood phases will be passing through the pores. When it is been passing through the pores, gas molecules will be embedded. This is the actual imitation of natural lung. So it is being considered as the property of membranous oxygenator. With the microporous membranes, plasma-filled pores prevents the gas entering the blood, but facilitate the transfer of both oxygen and CO2. Through the pores only, O2 will be embedded and CO2 will be removed. Fibers connected to the inlet and outlet within an arch shell jacket, and this type is known as membranous oxygenator. Next one is bubble oxygenator. Membranous oxygenator will be exact copy or exact replica of natural lung, where in microporous gas molecule will be embedded and it will be removing the CO2 molecule. But here in bubble oxygenator, in it will be adding the O2 molecule or gas molecule in the blood flow stream. Venous blood drains directly into a chamber into which oxygen is being infused through the diffusion plate. Diffusion plate is mean technically known as sparger. By using the sparger, uh, O2 molecule or oxygen will be diffused into the bloodstream. The sparger produces thousands of small oxygen bubbles within the blood. So, sparger has the ability to produce O2 molecule in bubble format within the blood flow in the blood. And gas exchange will be occurring when a thin film at the blood gas interface around each bubble. So, when the bubble is being made according to some pressure, when O2 is being embedded into that bubble, already existing CO2 will be removed from that blood. So by this way only, deoxygenated blood will be converted into oxygenated blood in this bubble oxygenator. And and it has the ability to produce more particulate gaseous microalgae and more reactive to blood elements. So it has high reactive sensitivity to the blood elements when it's been compared with membranous oxygenator. So for purification of blood, we are using two types of oxygenators. One is membranous, another one is bubble oxygenators. According to its work principle, it is being classified. When the oxygenator is being processing or it is being carrying on the process of purification of blood by microporous, it is known as membranous. When the oxygenator carrying over the purification process, that means converting the deoxygenated blood into oxygenated blood by the sparger by producing the bubble with the O2 molecule pressure is known as bubble oxygenator. Next one is heat exchanger. I already told heat exchanger is being used to control the temperature by heating as well as by cooling to make the blood to be in its state without getting clot. That is known as heat exchanger. Heat exchanger is a part which will be acting as a control body temperature by heating or cooling while the blood is being passing through the perfusion circuit. Temperature difference will be happening within the body and the perfusion circuit which is being connected with the body will be limited to 5 to 10 degrees Celsius to prevent bubble embolism. Why? Because during the purification, that means during the conversion of deoxygenated blood into oxygenated blood, there will be variation in the temperature which will be visible and which can be notable. So it will be varying between 5 to 10 degrees Celsius change when the blood is being purified. That means conversion of deoxygenated blood into oxygenated blood in heart lung machine. And filters are used to remove the unwanted things from the blood, and if any kind of pressure is being built towards the blood circulation, that is no that leads to produce some bubbles in the blood stream, bloodstream. But when that kind of bubble is being produced means it has the ability to increase the risk in human in the patient. So to avoid that, we will be using filters and bubble traps in this circuit. Microembolia are being monitored by the arterial line in both ultrasound or also in monitoring screening filtration pressure, where the pressure of the fluid will be monitored. If any kind of bubble is being visible means it will be trapped by using the filters and bubble traps. Depth filters consists of many small holes called microporous foam having a large and wetted surface as its structure, and it is used to remove the microemboly by impaction and observation processing. And screen filters are the are the component which is usually made up of a polyester or nylon thread, which is used to filter the unwanted materials in the blood circulation. And next one is tubing. Tubing is being made up of PVC, polyvinyl chloride material. Why? Because it is non-toxic. It doesn't affect the human immune system. It 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 will not be considered as a foreign body when it is being inserted inside the internal structure of human body. For this properties, PVC is being used as a material for tubing medical grade processing, and it is being flexible, and it is compatible with blood. It is inert, it is non-toxic, it is smooth, it is non-wettable, and it is very tough to break, and it is transparent to see and to for its visibility, and resistant and kinkling and collapse, and can be used for heat sterilizations also. It can also bear temperature. So for this process, tubing is being made up of PVC called polyvinyl chloride. And perfusion monitors and sensor. Perfusion monitors is used to monitor the flow, and sensor is used to sense any kind of changes happening during this process. A low level sensor with the alarms on the venous reservoir and bubble detector on the arterial line and desirable safety devices. It will be acting as a safety device when any kind of confusion or misconception or collision has been happening. It will be indicating through the sensor will be sensing, and it will be indicating to the alarm. And flow through the devices are available to the continuously measure the blood gases, and temperature of the water entering the heat exchangers will be monitored, and it is being done to maintain the temperature of blood to be stable without getting clogged. Sterilization means cleaning, or 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 it has been otherwise known as purification process. Ethylene dioxide has been commonly used for sterilization. 4 hours of sterilization at 55 degrees Celsius or 18 hours at 22 degrees Celsius will be maintained to clean the art-line machine in the sterilization unit called CSST, Central Sterilization Department. And disadvantage of ethylene dioxide are sometimes it can be toxicity, and sometimes it has the ability to explode in nature. And disposable tube will be disposed, and the reservoir and oxygenator, which are the particles or components which is made up of disposable material, means it will be disposed without any without any reusable thing. It will be disposed, and the things yet to be reused for another patient will be sterilized for 4 hours at 55 degree Celsius for quick usage. For if it is not been under the quick usage, means it will be 18 hours at 22 degrees Celsius. And it will be under the steam sterilization, as the PVC, polyvinyl chloride, can withstand the heat also. So for this property is also acts why the PVC material is being made for tubing in art-line machine. Advantages is it requires low volume of blood for priming, and it will be associating it with minimal biocompatibility problems. There will not be much biocompatibility. Why? Because we are making the body to support according to its convenience. So these are the advantages of heart lung machine. And low hemolysis rate, that means a lack of blood flow will be low. There will not be any lack of blood flow. Backflow will not be there. Why? Because there will not be any negative pressure will be applied more than positive. So only feed forward flow will be happening in heart lung machine. And disadvantages, tubing will make crack while it is being connected with multiple connectivity, and plastic fragments that become particulate embolic. Why? Because PVC and plastic components are being used as a connectors, so it has the ability to break. If it is been getting breaked, or it is being broken, connectivity will be broken. So we have to be careful while the connecting the PVC tubing and plastic components. In this event, tube blockage may occur due to the circulation, due to the purification, due to the regulation of blood. Sometimes temperature may vary. Due to that, blockage can happen. If blockage has been happen, black backflow may occur. So to avoid the backflow and to avoid the blockage, we have to operate the flow without any gaps, and continue operation will be happening without any pause. That, and if any breaks is there, the tube should be replaced as soon as possible. These are the disadvantage of the Atlang machine. And now I have been explained about what is Atlang machine, how it has been constructed, in which application it is being used, for which patient it is being used, how it is being used, working of components, application of components, application of working principle, and advantage and disadvantage is being discussed. So this is known as the working of heart-lung machine, and it is being widely used in cardiac department as well as in operation theater and surgical department to replace the function of heart and lung till the surgery get completes. Thank you.